Afternoon, Darren. How you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Just coping with the heat.
I can imagine. Well, listen, I'm in Manchester, and we know the north of London, England, the UK, everywhere has got your back this weekend, man. I just wanted to know, we spoke to Robert earlier today, who says, you know, he's kind of a smiley, happy-go-lucky guy. We know you like to slide in games and rile people up. Does that help you more get ready, or is that more about throwing people off their game?
It just depends on the opponent. If it's an opponent like Rob, why not have fun, you know, because he's a very respectful character. So there's no animosity there. There's not like, I'm not trying to like get in his head. Whether I am or I'm not, you know, I don't think I am, to be quite honest. I've just been having a joke and a laugh at him. But then there's other times with opponents where, yeah, you know, sometimes it gets a little bit more heated and words get exchanged and so forth, so on. So I just think it depends on the fight and the person you're fighting. And it's hard to like sort of smack talk a guy like someone like 휘태커와.
It obviously makes it easier to punch someone in the face a lot harder if you kind of hate them, but I know exactly what you're saying.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
the underdog going into this, but where for you is this fight won?
Just through all my training, what I've been doing in the gym, through my strategy there. I've left my strategy to my coach, and we've been doing everything in the gym. So hopefully everything we've been putting into play in the gym is going to work in the fight. So I don't actually know what I'm going to do in the fight. I know it's programmed inside of me because my coach has been programming it for the past 8 weeks. So that's how my coach probably sees me winning the fight, off him programming everything into me.
You're a big Liverpool fan. They pick up the title tomorrow. Will you be watching? And have you got a message for the team?
You know what? No, I won't be watching. I'm here to look after myself and focus on what I've got to do on Saturday. So, you know, I hope the team do well, but I'm not really interested in what anyone else is doing or any other sports is doing. I'm here to do business on Saturday. I'm here for myself and myself only, and my team and my family.
And then just tell us, in terms of the middleweight, are you going to be settling at middleweight now? Is this where you feel you're going to be comfortable?
Yeah, I'm quite comfortable at the weight. I'm close to the weight, so you know, I think it's a good weight. I could probably make welterweight if I tried for one last time. You know, if it was a big money fight or something like that. But I'm comfortable at middleweight. I feel like I've grown into it now.
With all of the attention you've been getting, is it a little more disappointing for you that there's not going to be an audience on Saturday?
Yeah, I suppose there is, because you know it's good to have the crowd there, and I get a little bit more nervous with the crowd because it's like, you know, as I said, it's big stage, bright lights, and I'm probably going to treat it like a sparring session. And I always, you know, I'm very calm, cool, and collected in sparring, and that's when I fight my best. So hopefully I'll be bringing my best Saturday. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but you know, it is what it is. You just have to crack on with it.
You've said that you've tried to talk trash to Rob, but in your words, it just didn't work. How would you describe it? Is it just friendly rivalry? Is it just a competition? How would you describe, I guess, the tension, if any, with Whittaker?
It's just business. It's just pure business. I've got no hard feelings towards him. I wish him all the best in his life and in his career and his family. And, you know, I can't trash talk a nice guy, and I don't see any fakeness inside of him. I don't see any, you know, Mr. Me. I don't see him putting any act on. So, you know, I feel like he's a real guy, and I feel like he's a friendly guy, even though, you know, he is a beast inside the cage. So, you know, Saturday it's just business, and then after that, you know, I won't hold anything towards the guy. You know, I wish him all the best, whether he wins or loses. I just, you know, I wish him the best.
Your story from kind of the streets of the favelas of Brazil, you know, I love the story of the Nigueras and everything. To be where you are now, I mean, it must fill you.
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm sort of living a dream. I've just bought my first house, and you know, just coming out into this every day, another place, another main event, another city, another country. You know, I always speak with me and my coach and the guys. You know, we were sitting on the beach today, and we're truly we're blessed, but we've worked hard to be where we are. You know, we haven't got here by chance or by, you know, a lucky streak it. We've proper put hard work and hard graft in. So, you know, we deserve to be here, me and all my team.
Of course, yeah. And we saw in your middleweight debut last time out, you were very composed. The game plan that you and Colin worked on obviously went into, you know, complete focus mode. Can we expect to see a similar type of performance, do you think, on Saturday?
I think we're going to stick to the game plan. I think maybe a little bit more of added aggression inside the octagon. But yeah, you know, always stick to the game plan. And if only I would have done it against Masvidal, I would probably be on the cover of EA Sports right now. So, but you can't fight every fight perfection, and it's not like that. The fight game is certainly not like that, especially in MMA. That's why it doesn't matter who you're fighting. They could have a big belly or anything. You can never underestimate or overlook any fighter. And I sort of overlooked Masvidal a bit, you know, because he was a bit tiny at them fucking cars, mate. You're getting petty buns. Sort of overlooked him because he was a little bit tinier. I beat Stephen Thompson, and Stephen Thompson beat him comfortably. So maybe I did, maybe on my part I did. But, you know, you live and you learn. I'm only 27 and I'll probably learn much more. You know, I haven't even hit anything yet. I haven't even started to begin. This is all just fun right now. You okay, mate?
Fantastic. Darren, my first question is you posted a bit of a transformation picture on social media. So how hard was it coming out of quarantine back into training?
It actually wasn't so difficult. I was quite big because obviously, you know, all we were doing was lazing around. But as soon as the lockdown was sort of announced from the government, I just carried on training once a day, wherever I could and however I could. So I was training, I was keeping in shape, but also I was eating a lot at the same time and, you know, getting quite big and buff. So as soon as, you know, the fight got announced, we just got back in and just sort of trimmed up a bit, cut a lot of stuff out. But with regards to being like fighting fit, I was quite okay because I'd stayed in good shape throughout lockdown.
You didn't have any of the Five Guys menu repeating on you when you got back to training?
Yeah, I did have that every day, like, I'm not gonna lie.
Congratulations on the birth of your daughter. You also had a little quarantine surprise there.
Yeah.
How motivating is that for you now, becoming more of a family man and your family's growing? How does that motivate you now?
It doesn't. It never has. It never will. You know, why shouldn't, you know, obviously everything I do now, let's say financial wise and money wise, is all for my family and for my kids to set them up for life. But I was motivated before, you know, my family and my kids, and I'll be motivated. You know, I'll always be motivated now. And obviously, there's sometimes, you know, when you're down and the images of them come into your head, but it's not to say that I'm not going to sit here cliche and say everything I do now is for them. You know, everything money wise and financial wise, and obviously for them to be proud of the father is right. But, you know, I just don't like it when people say, oh, there's extra motivation there. You should have been motivated from the start. You should have been motivated from the minute you started fighting. You should have had 100% in the gym every single day. I always say, if you're not going to give 100%, there's no point you going. And there's days like where I know I won't give 100%, and there's days I don't go, because it's pointless me being there wasting my time and wasting my coach's time.
And, you know, maybe fight for a lot of money, you would consider going back to welterweight, but you seem so much healthier and happier at middleweight. Is it weird to think about making these cuts to welterweight? We see Anthony Johnson now. We're like, how did that guy ever make welterweight? Do you feel the same way? You're like, how did I ever do that to myself?
Yeah. Because I get dry now when I'm like cutting to middleweight. Not so dry, but you know, I can sort of feel my bones and like my muscles pop out a bit more when I'm like getting below the 90 kilos. And when I used to make welterweight, you know, when I was getting, you know, when I was around like 88, 87, 89, I was still big, you know, I was still buff and that and stuff. But now, like, I'm under the 90s, close to middleweight, and I can feel all my bones sticking out. So it's just weird that my body's made that much of a change in so quick time. But you know, if it was dead and the money was right and the fight was big enough, I could do one last hurrah, you know, I know Usman's the champion now, so you know, you never know. You never know.
You mentioned, you know, Robert Whittaker, former champion, is like a perfect fight for you to earn the title shot. But Robert has gone through some wars. You know, the fights with Yoel Romero, obviously the knockout with Adesanya. Do you feel like, you know, testing his chin will be a big part of this fight to see if he can still take that damage? Because we know you can only take so many punches in this sport.
Yeah, of course. You know, I feel like it's one big thing I've always thought throughout my career, that the wars take the toll on you, and whoever you are, you can see them taking the toll. Like, you know, when you look at guys, no disrespect, but when you look at guys like Justin Gaethje, and I look at Max Holloway now, and sometimes I see glimpses of them like slaying a little bit because of the wars they've been in. And, you know, all respect to the wars, but it ain't a smart choice when you're fighting. You know, you want to sort of look in the direction of Floyd Mayweather, something like that. You know, he's 40 plus, whatever he is now, and he's got all his brain cells and that because he hardly got it. So I think them wars, yeah, they're good, but they take the toll on you, and they do take the toll on your chin. So I think anyone I touch anyway, you know, at middleweight now, I've found myself, I'm gonna hit with, you know, with that left hand, but you know, we'll see.
Dana White said, you know, when you moved up, you didn't want an easy fight. You didn't want to test. You wanted to fight into the Gastelum fight, which he was coming off the Adesanya, and now you're getting a former champion in Robert Whittaker. Do you feel like the progression here going into a title shot would just make sense considering where Robert Whittaker is, former champion? Do you feel like it wouldn't make sense to fight anything else but the champion after this?
Just look at my resume, you know, look at all my resume from welterweight, and now look at my resume, you know, at middleweight. Look at the two guys I'm fighting in my debuts at middleweight, you know. Of course I deserve a title shot. I've never campaigned for it, even when I beat Stephen Thompson in my hometown. I didn't campaign for the title shot, but I feel like the stars have aligned now. I beat Gastelum, you know, easily, might I add, and he gave Adesanya the most trouble. And now, you know, Saturday I see myself beating Whittaker. You know, I'm beating two of the best guys in middleweights. Where do you want me to go? Do you want me to go backwards? So, you know, all these guys calling my name, yeah, you know, we're probably going to meet someday. You know, I'm not avoiding you, and you aren't avoiding me, but, you know, I'm looking forward. So we'll see what happens Saturday. So, you know, I beat Whittaker. I don't want to hear any other name come out of anyone's mouth apart from Israel Adesanya.